Y'all with me? And it was good for us, to tell you the truth, because when I stepped back into the head biggest game and I haven't been there, it brought back so much memories.
Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean?
The process is underway to potentially overturn the majority draw between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., leading to an unexpected rift between Tank and his longtime coach, Calvin Ford. The events that unfolded in his corner during the fight have only intensified the situation. Tank's performance against Roach was chaotic, and the result accurately reflected his struggles in the ring. Now, in response to Calvin Ford's departure, the WBA lightweight champion has finally broken his silence.
We first started off, and him seeing all this working together, he was happy. And at the end of the day, what is he?
Coach Calvin Ford's reaction came shortly after Lamont Roach's team and the New York State Athletic Commission announced a potential overturn of the fight's result. According to Dan Raphael of Fight Freaks Unite, Roach Jr.'s lawyer, Greg Smith, sent a 4-page letter to New York State Athletic Commission Executive Director Matt, urging the commission to change the majority draw to a decision victory for Roach Jr. on Monday. The commission issued a statement confirming its review of referee Steve Willis's controversial call in the 9th round, citing technical difficulties that prevented an immediate review at the time.
Slow down and worrying about you because, boom, he knows that I spend time with my amateurs. You know me. Both of y'all know me very well. Yeah. So I spend time with my amateurs all the time. That's my peak. And he knows.
Davis took a knee after Roach Jr. landed a punch, then went to have his face wiped by one of his cornermen. Referee Steve Willis initially began a count, seemingly considering it a knockdown, but ultimately allowed the fight to continue. Currently, the New York State Athletic Commission is reviewing the incident from Saturday's bout between Lamont Roach Jr. and Gervonta Davis. During the round in question, the commission requested a replay review, but a technical issue prevented them from receiving the footage within the allotted time. As a result, the referee's original in-ring decision stood, and the fight.
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring? Tell him to keep counting. Hey, he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But
the commission remains committed to upholding the integrity of combative sports and is dedicated to collaborating with promotions and production teams to prevent future technical issues that could hinder the delivery of ringside instant replay feeds to officials when needed. Lamont Roach Jr., the reigning WBA junior lightweight champion, faced Gervonta Davis for his WBA lightweight title on Saturday at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Had referee Steve Willis officially ruled Davis's knee as a knockdown, and the 3 judges scored the round 108, Roach Jr. would have secured a unanimous decision victory. The final scorecards saw Eric Malinsky scoring the fight 115-113 in favor of Davis, while Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored at 114-114, resulting in a majority draw.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I can't go back and change it. So.
Feldman and Malinsky scored the 9th round in favor of Davis, while Weisfeld awarded it to Roach Jr. Protests in boxing rarely result in overturned decisions, but if there were ever a case for an exception, this could be it. Beyond the controversy, the situation has also raised questions about the relationship between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford. Just 6 weeks before the fight, Davis firmly stated, "I got Calvin tattooed on me. Calvin isn't going anywhere. Calvin is Pops. He isn't going anywhere." Yet, when fight night arrived, Ford was absent from Tank's corner, a decision that may have come at a steep price, as Davis recorded the first non-victory bout of his career.
Because it was something that we didn't do, something that we normally do. Y'all with me? And it was good for us, to tell you.
While Tank expected to have Ford in his corner on March 1st, the veteran coach had his own reasons for stepping away from this particular fight. Now, with the possibility of his draw against Roach being overturned to a loss, Calvin Ford has officially parted ways with the team. For years, fans were accustomed to the familiar duo of Ford and Kenny Ellis, a bond reminiscent of Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato. More recent comparisons include Canelo and Eddie Reynoso or Pacquiao and Freddie Roach. The trio of Davis, Ford, and Ellis had a special resonance with fans, making Ford's absence all the more jarring. Instead, seeing Barry Hunter accompany Davis on fight night was an unfamiliar sight. one that many fans weren't ready for.
You think you're good with Calvin? Because it's the first time he's not the head trainer in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Calvin, again, I said.
One might wonder what led to the apparent shift, but speaking with Fight Hub TV, Calvin Ford shed some light on the situation. Davis headlined his second PBC Amazon Prime Video PPV card, which featured an exciting lineup at the Barclays Center, including 2 light welterweight title clashes. Like many, Ford anticipated a strong performance from Davis and was eager to see how his training translated into the ring. With Tank hailing from Baltimore and Roach from DC, Ford recalled the two frequently sparring in the gym and expressed respect for Roach's work ethic, calling the fight a great opportunity for him. Addressing speculation about his absence, Ford clarified, "Maybe people are misreading the situation. We aren't changing anything. He's just taken a step back, but the training structure remained the same." The reporter emphasized that there was no suggestion of a breakup or falling out between Ford and Davis, despite the swirling rumors.
He will always be around. That's Pops, like I said. So
Reporters were curious whether the temporary separation had strengthened their bond, much like how time apart can make family members appreciate each other more. Coach Ford addressed the speculation saying, "No, he came to see me, dead slow, down and worried about me because, boom, he knows I spend time with my amateurs. You both know me well. That's my piece." Even though he wasn't directly training Tank, knowing Davis was staying disciplined in camp reassured him. Ford admitted that the time apart made them both value their connection even more. When Davis returned to the gym, Ford could sense that the lightweight champion had missed him just as much as he had missed Tank. Barry Hunter, too, shared a similar sentiment, reinforcing the idea that distance only strengthened their bond.
Yeah. Without me, without Calvin, it wouldn't be no me. You know what I mean? 'Cause at first, when I came into the...
During an interview, it was confirmed that Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis wouldn't be in Tank's corner, but Coach Barry Hunter assured fans that he, Coach Boogie, and Kenny would still be present, downplaying any major concerns. Hunter reminded everyone that this wasn't the first time changes had occurred in Tank's corner. Having been involved with Davis since his amateur days and early career, Hunter is no stranger to the team, much like Ford. He also pointed out how misinformation spreads online, leading people to make assumptions without knowing the full story. Emphasizing that Tank is like family, Hunter reassured fans that this appears to be a temporary shakeup, one that could revert to the old format when Davis returns in a few months.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean?
Gervonta Tank. Davis's habit of slow starts nearly cost him on Saturday night, as his WBA lightweight title defense against Lamont Roach Jr. ended in a majority draw before a stunned sold-out crowd of 19,250 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. While Davis managed to retain his title, it was a fight he would likely prefer to forget. Two judges scored the fight 114-114, while the third gave Davis a narrow 115-113 victory. ESPN's unofficial scorecard also had the bout even at 114-114.
Live, but, I went back and I watched it, and shit, Tank lost that fight, period. And that's even without the knockdown, he lost.
Lamont is a great fighter, Davis said after the fight. He's got skills, like I said before, and he's got punching power. It was a lesson. Hopefully, we can run it back. In a bizarre moment that could have shifted the fight's outcome, Davis unexpectedly took a knee in the 9th round after being touched by a jab, but referee Steve Willis chose not to score it as a knockdown for Roach. Davis later explained that grease from his hair had gotten into his eye, causing him to kneel. The fight resumed without penalty, but had the knockdown been counted, it could have swung the decision in Roach's favor.
Yeah, just didn't do enough work. Didn't do enough work. I thought that Roach's game plan was.
Had the knockdown been called, Roach could have won the 9th round 10-8, but instead, two judges scored it 10-9 in favor of Davis. Explaining the moment, Davis said, "I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in it. When I was sweating, it burned my eyes." While Roach didn't dispute Davis's reasoning, he firmly believed that the rules should have been applied. "If you take a knee and the ref starts counting, it should be a knockdown," Roach stated. "If that's a knockdown, I win the fight. But I'm not relying on that alone. I just thought I did enough to pull it out." Entering the fight as a heavy favorite, Davis was widely expected to secure his 29th career knockout against Roach, who was making his lightweight debut in front of a pro-Davis crowd. However, Tank was unable to deliver the highlight reel finish fans have come to expect from the Baltimore native. Instead, Roach held his ground, absorbed Davis's power, and fired back with shots that stunned both Davis and the crowd. Known for his patience, Davis started slow, waiting for Roach to make a mistake he could exploit, but the challenger proved to be far more resilient than many anticipated.
I feel like Lamont definitely won. Yeah. Alright. I feel like Lamont Roach won. I definitely feel like Lamont Roach won. But a draw, like, I mean, it is what it is type shit, you know? I ain't. Hating on the decision.
Roach refused to give Davis the opening to counter or dictate the pace of the fight. While Davis initially smiled and exchanged words with Roach, he quickly realized his opponent wasn't going to fold under the bright lights and had to get serious. The 29-year-old Roach, who had previously faced Davis in the amateurs and come up short, showed he was ready for the challenge this time around. After turning pro, their careers took vastly different paths. Davis became one of boxing's biggest stars, while Roach built a solid reputation, but fell short in his only other world title opportunity, a 2019 loss to Jamel Herring for the WBO super featherweight belt. Davis's rise to superstardom was cemented by his knockout victory over Ryan Garcia in 2023, a moment that solidified his claim as the face of boxing. However, he nearly let that title slip away with an underwhelming performance against Roach. Their shared history may have given Davis a false sense of confidence heading into the fight, but Roach was fully prepared for everything Tank brought, including his famed fight-ending power. By the middle rounds, Davis's smile had faded as he realized the knockout he expected wouldn't come easily. He began throwing more punches to create openings, but Roach stood firm, countering with sharp combinations. Davis focused almost entirely on body shots, hammering away. Yet Roach remained undeterred, staying on the front foot and sneaking in counters whenever Davis's attack slowed. In the 8th round, Roach stunned Davis with a counter right hand, a reminder that Tank couldn't afford to fight recklessly. Though never in serious danger, Davis acknowledged Roach's resilience, saying, "I felt like I was breaking him down as the rounds went on, but he kept coming, so I didn't want to make any mistakes. I kept it cautious."
It was a great event. Great event. It was a great fight. They put in a fantastic performance. Both of them did, for real. Both of them really did put in a fantastic performance. It was a great fight, you know? All that good stuff. You know?
Realizing the fight might be slipping away, the 30-year-old Davis pressed the action in the championship rounds. While he landed some big power shots, he never truly hurt Roach. But his increased activity was enough to secure the final 2 rounds, on all 3 scorecards, salvaging a draw and retaining his title. In a highly calculated contest, Davis landed 103 of 279 punches, while Roach was the busier fighter, connecting on 112 of 400.
Just say it. We got off the canvas one. It ain't about the dub with you. It's about you got that will.
"I'm just a little disappointed in the decision," Roach said. "I thought I pulled it out, but that's what happens when 2 skilled fighters go at it. I definitely thought I won, but we can run it back. Even though I didn't get the official win I believe I did in my book. But we're not satisfied. We need a real W." Meanwhile, following recent reports of a split between Gervonta Davis and his longtime trainer Calvin Ford after more than a decade together, Ford has now confirmed the news. Several external factors may have contributed to the separation, possibly related to Davis's training camp or his reluctance to discuss the situation. Davis had remained silent on the matter since the rumors surfaced, until now.
Tank was holding the conversation. Tank said, yo, how about Tank fight Tank comes tell me. Straight knock him out.
Calvin Ford had already noticed a change in Tank's demeanor, recalling how Davis would always tell him before fights, "I'm going to knock him out." However, as Davis broke his silence, the narrative shifted. It was no longer just about Ford, but also about an issue involving Leonard Ellerbe. Since Ellerbe's departure from Mayweather Promotions, he no longer had to balance between Davis and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Instead, he has devoted all his attention to Davis. While Ellerbe's influence has been supportive in some ways, Ford believes many of Davis's poor decisions